Hello, I'm Cheryl Chapman and you're watching Cheryl TV, a place where you can learn how to choose a life of freedom. So this is Follow Up Friday, where it's all about following up on questions that I've received from you. So today's question comes from Kirsty and she writes, "Hi Cheryl, I've had a fear of failure and I'm always very quiet. I hate to speak about what I'm worried about for fear of being judged. I wonder if you can help me because I really don't know what to do next. Thank you, Cheryl." So, Kirsty, first of all, this is a great question that covers two of the fears, one of failure and one of being judged. So firstly, what is a fear of failure? Well, failure, according to the Oxford English Dictionary, is a noun. Wow. So how can that help us? Well, first of all, it's a noun that denotes lack of success or the neglect of an expected action. And thirdly, it's an action or a function of not functioning. So get ready for this, because the posh word for the fear of failure is achievephobia. Now, this is where we allow fear to stop us doing things that can help us moving forward, say, for example, to achieve our goals. The telltale signs, if you're not sure if you have a fear of failure, are self-sabotage. Have you ever procrastinated? Felt anxious? Do you have low self-confidence? So do you hear yourself saying things like, "Oh, I'll never be good enough"? Or are you a perfectionist? Have you ever thought you'll just wait till everything would be fantastic? Then you may have a fear of failure too. But here's the news. You're only born with two fears, the fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. So where does the fear of failure come from? Well, I believe that it comes from conditioning. Can you remember the story about Pavlov's dogs? The ones that he rang a bell and then they would get fed? Well, eventually, when he rang the bell, he didn't need to feed them. They would still salivate with no food. Stephen Hayes invented a little exercise that I'd like to share with you on how we can be conditioned as humans too. So please complete the following sentences. Children should be seen and not. And what about Mary had a little? And then blondes have more. Exactly. Now, if you've been brought up with an English-speaking background, the words you probably said were herd, lamb, and fun. But is it really true? I mean, do blondes really have more fun? Well, now I'm going to tell you that those aren't really true, so I'd just like you to forget them. Not quite as easy as it sounds, because unless you've got a memory like a fish for 2 seconds, then you're still going to recall those. So let's have a think about the fear of judgment. Maybe as a child you were told, people like us don't go to university, or all rich people are mean, or who do you think you are? Well, that's where the fear of judgment comes from. For example, when I was a child of 5, I was left alone after school until my parents came home from work. So my mother said to me, "Be careful." Now, great advice as a 5-year-old in a house for a couple of hours by herself, but it did not serve me as a growing adult because I kept having a fear of not being careful. So be careful. Everything through my life, I was careful, I was careful, I was careful. So how can you get over this? Well, firstly, it's a matter of perspective. So first of all, people see failure as like the end of the world. But really, it's just a way that we can grow. Michael Jordan, the basketball player, was dropped from the basketball team, told that he wasn't very good. Oprah Winfrey was fired as an evening news reporter because she couldn't sever her emotions from her stories. Marilyn Monroe was told to just go away and be a secretary, and Elvis Presley was told to go back to driving a truck. So what happened to these people? Well, there was not necessarily a fear of failure, but what happened was it drove them to prove that they could do better. Now, there's so much we could talk about these fascinating subjects, but here's 2 very simple steps that you can take right now to begin your journey to overcoming failure. Firstly, analyse the potential outcomes. You see, many people fear failure because of the unknown. So review what could happen. Write down the worst things that could happen. Then you'll be prepared. Secondly, recall. Recall successes that you've had. Maybe just small things to begin with. But when you can write a list of things that you've done well, then that failure can go away. So here's your takeaway for today that I'd like you to share with the world. You ready? Failures are part of life. If you don't fail, then you don't learn. And if you don't learn, then you won't grow. So are you ready to grow? Are you ready to overcome your fear of failure? Kirsty, I would love to thank you for this question. It was brilliant. So this is for everybody now. Share with me below, what successes have you had? Successes that when you first started out, you really didn't think you could do. And maybe today you've had a light bulb moment that you would like to share with us too. So did you like this video? I hope you did, because I certainly enjoyed making it. So I would like you to consider subscribing and sharing this with your friends. And if you'd like to have some more personal insights, then please join me across at cheryl-chapman.com for more updates. Remember to live, love and laugh every day and continue to be you and unique in every way. I'll catch you next time on Cheryl TV. Right. Nearly got it. Hi, I'm Cheryl Chapman and welcome to... That was a bit phlegmy, wasn't it? I'm going to meet some... Hello, my name is... Hey up the nose, Chezza here.